What kind of music does God like? That's a good question. That's what we're going to talk about today on Pastor Bob Daily. Well, what kind of music does God like? Good question. And there are people that seem to have that answer down pretty good. They define it as something more mellow, something that isn't heavy metal, something that, everybody's got their opinions. And for some people, just using drums and music is wrong. Most of it's cultural because music is different from country to country. It's different from generation to generation. What kind of music does God like? Well, I think the Bible defines it several times. God likes the music that worships Him, that talks about Him, that praises Him. But He doesn't talk about a particular style. He talks about a content. People say, well, if you're listening to heavy metal, the lyrics are anti-Christian, and of course they've never listened to Christian heavy metal. In fact, some of the greatest praise music, lyrically, are some of the heavy metal songs. So, what kind of music does God like? Does God like heavy metal? Well, for me it would be, does God like country western? I have a hard time imagining that He likes that style. But that doesn't mean that He doesn't. And doesn't mean that He can't use that too. You see, it really comes down to our own personal taste, and we think that God appreciates our own personal taste. But let me just say this, folks. I think we're going to be really surprised when we get to heaven and find out what real music is all about. I think this is only a shadow of what's to come. When we get to heaven, all of these little silly arguments about what kind of music God likes are going to disappear. Because then we're going to really find out what true music is. And we think we know something about it now. We don't have a clue. So in that perspective, really it comes down to what kind of music do you like? And whatever kind of music you like it says in Psalm 150, let everything that hath breath praise the Lord. That's the bottom line. God bless you. Have a great day.